Nag-do it yourself kayo kasi napanood nyo yung una kong video at pangalawa, o kaya naman hindi nyo napanood pero ginawa nyo pa rin at nag-download kayo sa Google. Okay, wala namang problema yan, mga dokis. Kaya lang, yung level of error na you might be encountering will increase higher. Kasi, mga dokis, remember, we are not lawyers. We are dentists. However, in our profession, having a contract is a daily thing. You may not think about it, but it is. It only becomes really apparent to you when something bad and very legal happens. So, if you want to avoid making mistakes when you are doing contracts, as in do it yourself, that exactly we do not advise to our patient when it comes to orthodontics, but still they do it and we still do our own contracts, then at least allow me to assist you in making sure that you lower down the level of errors that you may commit when you are doing yourself the contract that you need to get into with another party. If you want to listen and learn more about it, stay tuned. Let's go. This is Doc Jean, and welcome to Dental Life. The number one error, mga dokis, is using a vague and unclear language. If you have watched my first video as I describe every parts of a contract, there is such thing as definition. Not only in the definition, but in detailing the terms and condition, especially the terms and conditions of the contract. What is the object, what is precisely the cost of the contract, and what exactly is the agreement. You cannot be vague and use unclear language. Make sure that it is clearly defined and ambiguous, mga dokis, because this will cost you more problem. So in every obligation, duty, and rights of each party, including how long the contract will become valid, or, for example, what are the privacy clauses or non compete clauses that you want to indicate there, then be very, very clear. More so in their benefits and commissions and other compensation that the person you are dealing with is expecting. Number two, contract must not violate the law. These are considered unenforceable when you create a contract that is totally opposite as what the law is specified. And that is why, mga dokis, I highly recommend that you have the initial contracts that you generally need in your clinic to be done by a lawyer. However, if you're trying to save money, then make sure you compensate it by researching well. If, for example, you have a condition there that you are not sure if it is considered as legal by the laws of the land. And specifically, as we are all practicing in the Philippines, the laws of the Philippines, especially labor laws, when you are trying to create an employment contract with your associate, staff, or consultants. Mga Dokis, it is very important that you research on it and make sure that you go to the correct sources for that law. And I will put certain URL or websites where you can get and research if that law is really applicable in our country. Or if you are not from the Philippines or you are getting into a contract that is international, then make sure that it is applicable to the laws of that country. Next is mutual consent. Now, this is very important because without mutual consent, which is the fundamental requirement of any contract, without it, totally the contract is void. So it has to be on both parties in every level that you have placed on that contract. And that is the reason why it is very important that every page of the contract, it is signed by both parties. And on the last page where the signature is assigned, you also both signed it. It is even much better if you have it notarized. Next is proper documentation. If we do not enforce a proper documentation and it is just verbal contract, like for example, you have a contract and then you added something into the contract verbally, and then there is no documentation on it, and the verbal agreement actually changes something on the current contract, then this may be deemed as a big error and may not be recognized by the court if you have a legal dispute. So it is very important, again, that you make sure you document in writing, especially if there are changes in your current contract. Now, if you want to understand that, you can also watch again the first video that I created in regards to contract. This will culminate everything in order for you to fully understand what are the elements, what are the parts, what is the contract, and how you can avoid these errors in order to make sure that if you do it yourself, the contract, it will be valid and recognized by the court of law if you have a legal dispute. Next is again consideration, meaning if you have a contract without consideration, then this will not be enforceable. Anong ibig sabihin ng consideration? Yung tit for tat, meaning there is something valuable that is being exchanged between two parties. For example, payments, commission, salaries, and benefits. It really depends on what contract you are trying to create. Of course, for your employees, definitely the salaries, how they are going to be paid, when they are going to be paid, the commission, what is the percent of the commission, where it will be based, and when will it be released, where it will be released, and all other factors that may affect the terms and condition of payments. So, dapat may mga considerations yan. If there is none, then definitely your contract is not valid. Halimbawa, it's for free. Then why create a contract? Well, you can say it is for free. And then what is in exchange of that? And what exactly is the contract all about? Is it a deed of donation, or is it a deed of something that in exchange the service becomes free? Now, the next is the contracts of individual has a lack of legal capacity, meaning the other party is not legally recognized to enter into a contract. This is very important, mga dokis, especially for patient's consent. For example, if your patient is below 18 years old, then definitely they cannot sign alone in the consent form that you are making them sign. The person who has to sign it is a guardian or the parent. If not, this contract may be deemed invalid or illegal. So mga dokis, before I proceed to the remaining things that may result to errors or mistakes in your contract, if you like dental life and you feel that it is really providing you the smart way to grow your dental practice, I hope you will give me the support. It doesn't take a few seconds to give me a thumbs up and click that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that every time I upload, you will be notified. Also, mga dokis, of course, I would really like to serve you better and provide you good tips on how to really grow your dental practice in a smart way. So do comment below and let me know what other topics you may be interested in that I can tackle. And also, if you do really like this video and you feel that someone else will need it, then do share this video. The next is the incomplete or vague clauses. This will include the dispute resolution that I have mentioned on, as I've said, on the parts of contracts, the termination, the confidentiality clause, and the indemnity clause. There are a lot of parts of contract that will enable you to secure your liabilities when it comes to certain situation that you cannot prevent, and thus not being able to deliver the agreement, and the same with the other party. So you create clauses, and if this clauses is not well defined or against the law, based on the laws of the Philippines or whatever country you are in or you are dealing with, then this is a big mistake. So make sure that your clauses are within the law and legal. And then the next is when there is no fairness and equity. Anong ibig sabihin nito, mga dokis? What does exactly does it mean? Because under the law, automatically it assumes that when you create a contract, it will be fair and reasonable for both parties. Now, if you are the only one benefiting from it and the other one is so far out in terms of exchange of whatever you agreed in, then your contract may be deemed invalid even if all the terms you place there are clear, concise, and can be understood by the party because it means your intent is not good. Now, next is, of course, to make sure that everything else is cohesive together, then I highly recommend that you truly seek legal review. Now, if you have friends who are practicing law and are willing to just read the contract you created as a favor, then it is the best way in order to avoid these mistakes. And the last one, mga dokis, is you don't regularly update or make sure that the contract that you sign together, especially when it comes to your staff, when it comes to your associate or independent contractors or consultants that you deal with in your clinic, make sure that the legality or the basis of the law is updated or the dates, the terms are also updated. So periodically and generally, it is done annually. So try to revisit it and discuss it with the person or the other party you are in contract with. Mga Dokis, by following all the videos that I presented to all of you in order for you to have a certain capacity or minimize your error, if you do decide to do it yourself and create your own contract, at least you already know the parts of it, the elements to make it sure that it is enforceable, and the errors that you need to avoid to make sure that everything is legal. And if there is a problem and you cannot really resolve it amicably and you resulted to going to the court of law, at least this contract can be deemed valid and legal. Again, mga Dokis, I hope that you have enjoyed the tips I have provided you, but I truly recommend that you have a lawyer to create a contract. This is Doc Jean. Always stay safe and be healthy, and always stay tuned with Dental Life so that you can really create, build, grow a dental practice in a smart way. Bye.